Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Scene. What's current? Rubi Rose applauded by the Joe Budden Experience, his podcast, for saying she has ghostwriters and not even hesitating, yeah, I got ghostwriters. And yes, I do. Like, if more artists were just upfront and honest about the fact that they have ghostwriters, I think it would be a better genre of music, hip hop. It's like so common in any other genres, I'm sure you can say, except for maybe Taylor Swift. She writes her own music. I think she writes all her music. But people like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, stuff like that from my generation, my era. I'm still on that porch telling the kids get the hell off my lawn. Be 36 next week. So Rubi Rose has a good standing with me. I like her style. I like the way she finesses situations. She could have easily said, well, I mean, hey, should I tell him or not? Should I say should I tell him that I have ghostwriting? No, she was straightforward, very honest, very brief, and they just going back and forth like, okay, so Joe Budden had to ask her, how do you get your cadences? How do you get your flow? Because it seems like you don't read off of a sheet of paper that somebody else just concocted for you. So she was just like, thank you. And how she has the team of ghostwriters that kind of help her to better understand the material and what exactly is coming out of her mouth. From what I understand, she's like in that mold of mostly the female rappers. It's all about sex, my booty, my vajayjay, and all this stuff at the same time. I'm not mad at that. I'm actually not mad at that. But it's just maybe a thing where it's like, oh, I see her doing it, I got to do that too. See, like, where are the Lauryn Hills? How many Rhapsodies are there? How many women are not just showing off, everything that their mama gave them, and actually have bars, which she has bars. They may not have been written by her, but she speaks them well. She does a very good job at doing that. And I've watched her videos, and they're very provocative, to say the least. They'll get you going if you're feeling some type of way. So I definitely appreciate her making those kind of videos. It's better than, she has one video where she does show the Glock in her hand, or not even a Glock, maybe it was some kind of, just a pistol. She was holding the pistol in her hand, and she had it waving towards the camera and everything like that. It was blurred out, but you can still tell it was a pistol. I was gonna say it's better than most of the guy videos that have like 30 dudes in the video and like one girl, and showing off their switches and and everything like that. So I have to give her a bit of admiration for that. I think it's just a weird thing about writers and ghostwriters. It's like some people say, yeah, this is my writer. But she has a team, it seems. She has a team of ghostwriters that, mark down her each and every word, and she just raps them. So that's one thing we have to, address, is the fact that, what is it, beyond genres and beyond music forms and in forms of art, like screenplays, written by the screenwriter, acted out by the actor. Get it? Okay, it's not that hard. But sometimes it's weird because you have like people like Quentin Tarantino, who writes in the word nigger multiple times in his movies. So he's not, obviously not a ghostwriter. They do have what they call script doctors. They call them script doctors to punch up lines and stuff like that. Make sure they hit a little bit harder. But he says nigger multiple times throughout his catalog of films. So that's not ghostwriting. That's just him writing, and then somebody like Samuel L. Jackson speaking the words. Sometimes himself saying the word nigger. A white man saying the word nigger, which some people have an issue with, which I don't have an issue with, unless there's an issue where it's like, oh, I'm just saying it because I was down with the brothers. I was down with the brothers and I'm cool. Like, come on, man. It's like, it's corny. Like, if you're gonna say nigger. Just say it. Don't like hide behind, oh yeah, I grew up in a neighborhood with other black people or something like that. That's bullshit. But like that's just across different sound and other musical genres, just like rock and roll and stuff like that. Always the first thing that comes to my mind is Elton John, and I think his last name is Topin. I might be saying that wrong, but they're a writing and a producing duo. He's Topin is the writer of Elton John's songs, and Elton John, writes the music and conveys the lyrics well. Like he does a great job of interpreting the songs. Like you got so many hits behind him, So I'm just listening. I'll get into it to the second half of the show about Drake. Drake is somebody that's very interesting, but I'm just thinking about all the different rappers that shy away and just saying, I might have ghostwriters, I might not, something goofy like that, something stupid. But I really respect Rubi Rose because she just hit it right off the bat. Boom, nope, I got ghostwriters. Yep, I got ghostwriters. So she was very forthright. She was very clear and concise about her position as a rapper who can take the words from other people and make it their own, make it her own. That is something that should be celebrated. I mean, it's giving it's obviously giving jobs to people. If there's ghostwriters, they're getting a percentage of whatever the song does, whatever the performance of the song, what it does on the charts and what it does in music videos. That's something remarkable. I think that's pretty amazing in a lot of ways. The way that she conveys herself, the way she has the right cadence and the right flow and the right way to say this word at this time at this speed and maybe this kind of way. Like that takes talent. That's talent. That's where you can find talent. Even though she didn't write it herself, but she did have a team behind her that did script those words. So I think it is healthy. I think it's healthy for the game. If it sounds hot, I think it's great. Oh, he didn't write his rhymes? Okay, great. I guess the people that don't, in hip hop, the people that you really look forward to not writing rhymes are battle rappers. That's where I think the line is drawn. When you have a battle rapper, it's kind of like, yeah, you gotta write your own. I would imagine maybe there are ghostwriters for battle rappers. I don't know, but it seems to me that for a battle rapper, you're definitely focused on personals and getting the crowd involved, getting the audience on your side, and things of that nature. So that's what I think is the idea behind that. So I think that with Rubi Rose, she definitely has a different way of approaching something that's very familiar ground, very well-trod ground. The sexy black young woman in hip hop, like that comes in spades. It seems you got Nicki, you got Megan, you got Cardi, you got Sexy, you got on and on and on, Lotto, and they all had that same kind of idea, the same kind of thing. It's like selling sexuality, which I think is good. I think that's positive and great that they're accepting of their bodies. And that's a good thing. Good afternoon, Black Cuddy. Respect to you, sir. Respect. I hope you told those 3 people, but not 4 people about me. let them know. Yeah, Rubi Rose, the truth. That's what I love. That's what I love about this aspect, this generation of hip hoppers. They're not afraid to just say, yeah, I have ghostwriters. Not like, yeah, I got ghostwriters. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't really have them, but I got them. No, she's saying, yeah, I got them. She just said yes. She said just simply like that. Yes, I do. Thank you. Share the link with almost everyone you know. Don't share it with everyone. Let everyone else wonder who is that nigga with the black hat and the black shirt and the gold tie. What's up with this nigga? But I thank you for the like. I thank you for your viewership. But what I think is so important to remember is that she's in a whole field of men mainly. Hip hop is probably what 80% male, maybe even more, and then the 20% of women are I'm sure there's transgender. It's Pride Month. Oh my God, I'm sure there's transgender rappers, the chicks with a dick, trannies, whatever you want to call them. Let that be their business, but as long as they can convey a message, somebody's going to respect and delight in their words, and those words could just be ghostwritten, and I would applaud that. I have no problem with ghostwriting, none. And the majority, I would say, there's probably a good amount of our favorite top tier hip hop stars on the male side, especially, that have ghostwriters but won't admit it, which is bullshit. It's like, just say, yeah, I do have ghostwriters, and I'm proud of that. I'm not going to cower from it. This is a young woman. She's what, 26, 27 years old? She's admitted to it, and that a lot of grown men in their 30s can't say, yeah, I have ghostwriters. I think I'll be getting to this later. But Drake, I'm sure has at least 15 to 30 ghostwriters over his career. But the way he interweaves his voice and his cadence and his ability to flow on the records, that's amazing. He does an amazing job. He does a really great job of doing that. Over the beat, my favorite living author, my favorite living fiction author, Ture, says that Drake sounds like, and this is before the Kendrick Lamar battle, that he sounds like a spoken word artist. Like he really doesn't rhyme to the beat necessarily. He just rhymes over the beat and kind of flows within his own context. I disagree with him. I think that Drake goes with the beat. I think he's pretty good with that. And he has to be good with his writers. He's got to be. He's got to have. I know he has writers. I'm sure he writes his own, and then he has, hey, could you just fill in this last line? All right, good, gotcha. It just be like, it just lets you know, off the rip, off the top, that he's gonna be having ghostwriters. And I have no problem. The thing, and then, like I said, here's another thing. Outside of the genre, outside of music, what about literature? Huh? Literature is weird. Because it's like, ghostwriters, write entire books. And then they slap the name of some other author on it. I guess non-ghostwriters, they, what they do is, they have the main person, the main person at the top, and then with blank, with whatever author that actually helped write the structure the chapters and things of that nature. So those aren't ghostwriters; those are just writers. But there have to, in the centuries of writing different works, from plays to novels, there have to have been scores of ghostwriters to just help the writer. I mean, it just has to have happened. I mean, in all these years, Has to happen. Our biggest names, from Dickens to Twain, from Hemingway to Morrison. And I'm not saying they are. I'm not trying to put that out there. I'm just saying, these people, have been championed for their words. But did they have ghostwriters? I'm just asking the question. Did they have somebody that came in and, said, look, I got to, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to, understand the best, idea behind the ghostwriting idea. That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to figure that out. That is the main reason that I'm trying to do. So I think that it is crucial for us to understand the main draw of all of this. And that is that young women rappers can have ghostwriters. Yes, they can. And young male, rappers can have ghostwriters too. Yes, they can. And let that be known. Let that be, shouted from the hilltops. Let that be, declared. Let that be, spoken outward and championed. And be proud of that. Stand on that. Be strong with that. Yeah, I got ghostwriters. What are you going to do about it? You going to like the hits? You going, hey, oh, that's my cut. That's my jam. Did they have ghostwriters on the song? I don't know, but I like how it goes. It's got good flow to it. Like, who does that in the club? Like, yeah, this song might have ghostwriters. I can't dance to this. They could have ghostwriters. I can't. You're in your car. You're going through your streaming services. You're on, your satellite radio, whatever the case may be. You might even be in the car with the aux cable. You might be, whatever the case may be. And you hear a song, you're like, oh, I like this song, but I don't know if I can rock with it because the artist may have had ghostwriters. I mean, who does that? How many people can admit to saying that? They got ghostwriters. I can't mess with them. Can't mess with them. They got ghostwriters. That's sacrilege. You can't have ghostwriters. You can't do that. What kind of bullshit is that? That's a goddamn crock of shit. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So we have to acknowledge that. We have to hold that to be true. We have to understand the fact that there are still people out here that that will hold dear the idea of, oh, you got to write your own. You got to write your own. You got to write your own raps. You're not a real MC if you don't write your own raps. Now I guess Rubi Rose isn't a real MC, but she's a real MC in my book. Mr. Rip Van Winkle, let's go to brunch together. Let's not. I know it's Pride Month for you, sir. Do your thing, girl. I just won't be there to see it. Oh, man. But that's the truth behind that. That's the reality. That's the reality. But so there's so many. Like I said, there's art and different art. And what are there for other arts? Are there ghost sculptors? Are there ghost painters? The artist comes in, lays out the background of a painting, and the ghost painter comes in and fills in the rest of it. Sculptor fills out the main outline of the human body. Has all the proper dimensions all down, and then the ghost sculptor comes in and finishes and polishes it. But I guess we're not talking about paintings and sculpture. We're not talking about classic rock. We're not talking about that. We're talking about hip hop. We're talking about rap music. It's different, and this is just different about R&B. R&B definitely had writers. R&B definitely had writers. Rock and roll definitely had writers. Blues, maybe not so many. I don't know how many writers Ma Rainey had. I don't know how many writers Robert Johnson had. Maybe they had their own blues. Maybe they didn't let anybody else, touch their pen. They picked it up and they put it down to paper. Or some people like Hove, like Jigga Man, he does it without saying. He does it without writing anything down. So they would have that would be some tricky stuff. You have somebody that comes through. You have to mouth the words that you just wrote to the artist, and they gotta say them back. Like I think that's the reason why Jay-Z made such a big deal out of him not writing his own rhymes. He writing them down. He wrote his own rhymes, but he didn't write them down. He just had them all in his head. He went over to the different bars. He went back and forth and edited in his brain, in his head, and came out with monumental works. So that was probably like a swipe at the ghostwriters. It's like, how you going to ghostwrite? Like I said, you're going to have to speak it back and forth. You're going to say, okay, this is the next line, this is the hook, this is the bridge, this is the next chorus, and this is the finale. Okay, you got it? Like, like you're going to have to figure out all of that by yourself. It's going to be crazy. So, that's what I think is very important to say. I think it's very important to recall that people are shy. People are very shy. People are very I might have ghostwriters. I'm not going to say I actually do or not. They're not going to really be forthright about it. They're not going to be truthful. But I have to salute Rubi Rose. Even the Joe Budden Podcast, they all clapped their hands. They all applauded her for being so honest and being very quick. She didn't take her time saying, yeah. She said yes. Very clear, succinct, direct. Yes, I do. I do have ghostwriters, and that's my team. That's who backs me up. That's who is in my corner. You can go to another world, like sports. Like you have to be on the court, you have to be on the field, you have to be on the ice. You're on the ice, but you played against your own team. You played in practice. You played against your coach gave you your pointers and the different plays to do. So are you your own athlete? Just in that different, I know it's a totally different world, totally different. It's not even in the artistic world. This is just in sports. But it has, just has that connotation. Because we always compare people. Jay-Z always compares himself to Michael Jordan and stuff like that. I always think Kobe Bryant is the late great Kobe Bryant. That's Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is the late great Kobe Bryant. Eminem is Larry Bird. The artist formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, is Magic Johnson. I can go on and on and on, but just to give you a comparison, just to give you an idea. So we have to have the idea of ghostwriting as a standard. It has to be a standard. I think it should be a standard. I think it should be like, you come into the game, here you're assigned ghostwriters. Just like R&B. They didn't have ghostwriters all the time. They just had writers. They just had people that wrote the songs. They wrote the songs to right the wrongs. McFadden and Whitehead and what's the name? Oh god damn. Can't think of their names, but just groups like that. What was it? Terry, something. Something Jam. I can't remember their names. Hold on, I'll look it up. I got time. There's nobody even watching right now. God damn it. This is for rebroadcast land. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Let me see. There's a few more. You gotta get their names right. Ashford and Simpson. Okay? McFadden, Whitehead, Ashford and Simpson, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. These are all songwriters and producers. Made hits for themselves and others. So we have to, definitely acknowledge them for their gifts. Not from God. There is no God, but I'm just saying their talents, their abilities. Water. All right, so that is the reality of, the nature of different genres like R&B and jazz and stuff like that. That's another thing. Jazz, you got to play the instrument. Miles Davis, I'm sure he had writers, and maybe he didn't have writers, but he still had to play the trumpet. He still had to play. Coltrane still had to play the saxophone. You don't have ghost saxophone players. You don't have ghost trumpet players. Jimi Hendrix, he didn't have a ghost, guitar player. If you have the idea of the stage, if whatever your talent is, especially whatever it may be, you still have to do that talent. His was the guitar, Coltrane was the saxophone, and Miles Davis was the trumpet. And you have, Dizzy Gillespie, trumpet as well. You have Thelonious Monk, the piano player, the pianist. And, you got to have some kind of talent still. You can't just be like, okay, I'm going to take these words, right? And I'm just going to flip them. I'm going to say them backwards or something like that. You can't be goofy like that. You can't do that. You still have to play you have to play your role. Like if you're a rapper, you still have to have rhymes that, even though you didn't write them, you have to convey that same message, the same, kind of way that they do. And they'll coach you. They'll coach you on how to, you want to have the inflection here. You want to say the words there. You want to drop your voice here. You want to have, a higher pitched voice here. You want to have, you want to pause and then say the word after that. It's for effect. Like that all ties into it. That's why I don't mind ghostwriters, because you still can't have your team of ghostwriters on stage. I mean, I would love to see that. I would love to see all the ghostwriters of people on stage and give up their time, just standing there like, yeah, we're the songwriters. Hey, how you doing? And like that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. But I'm going to look. I'm going to see, how many she actually has. I believe she doesn't have a discography. I'm looking at the singles she's had. She has no singles that are in Wikipedia. She's been a part of Badge and Bougie and WAP. But that's about it. That's as far as it goes to songs related to her. But like I said, I want to give a salute to Rubi Rose for her ability to be honest and be happy. Not just like, oh yeah, I know I know, Ghostwriters, yeah. She was like, yeah, I have Ghostwriters, so that's what it is, and that's the truth. Give me one moment. I have to get something. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, as you can see. But I want to reserve this second half of the show to one of my favorite albums of all time. Thank Me Later. Came out 15 years. Wait, 14 years. Not. Let me make sure. I think it's 15. Has no, it's 14. 14 years ago today. Thank Me Later by Drake. Came out June 15, 2010. So 14 years ago today. And it still bangs. It's a banger. It's the truth. It's a true to life beginning. Open the book, see who this guy is. Let's peer into his life. Let's see what he's about. Look how he's fixing on his napkins and his cutlery. So, no, Drake, he hit the scene. He hit the ground running, as they say, that cliche. 4 million units sold. 4 million units. That was extraordinary. Great debut. Debuted at number 1. He was the chosen one, and he has since reigned and stayed relevant and a factor in the game. But this particular album was great. I remember rolling around in my 1999 Saab 9.3 in Delaware with the top down and, bumping this, album. Am I good? Are we going? Oh my God, because I had a phone call? Really? Okay, if you can't see me, at least you can hear me. Thank Me Later. It still resides in my head, in my mind. It transcended a lot of things. From the first single, I couldn't hear the first track. I don't know why, something's wrong with the CD system or something like that. But when it did play and it sounded like popcorn, I know it's fireworks, but it sounded like popcorns at the same time. So I always say this is the popcorn track. That I couldn't even listen to half the time. I was still fortunate enough to listen to all the different features and the different song. I mean, he hits. I don't care. This is a great question. How many writers did he have? 40. Introduce him to all these writers. What happened? What was the main draw for Thank Me Later? What was the main idea that was the through line? The through line was like the title of the song, Thank Me Later. Then he has, okay, you can thank me now. Like, I know what I said, but you can thank me now, but it's amazing. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect album, but it's very good. It's very good. It's not even like a monumental album. His next album, Take Care, is monumental. Take Care is definitely off the charts, a monumental album. This was a great album. But Thank Me Later was the introduction. It was like, All right, this kid Aubrey Graham. All right, we heard the song "Best I Ever Had," "Best I Ever Had." You know, we had that the whole for a good summer, and then it switched, and then we got to a point where we were saying how we were thinking about what kind of songs that came out. Like he had a song "Over," and the Mr. Troy Star Terrain took credit for the word for "Over," because he said months before the release, I think it was, or a few weeks before release, he said it's over. It's over for Drake. It's all over. You messed up because he did a terrible video with Kanye West. I think Kanye West tried to sabotage him. It was a dark skin, light skin thing. It was a Christian Jewish thing, and he was trying to sabotage him early on in his career, even though they would collaborate later on in the years. But they made a horrible video. Beautiful women, big bitties, tickle bitties, beautiful faces, wonderful, but it was too dark. Drake loses at the end of the video. Like, what is going on here? This is supposed to be the champion. You're supposed to be the reigning champ. You're supposed to be the winner. And then they had another Kanye West collaboration, this time on the production side, "Find Your Love," which I hated that song. I still hate that song, I think. Hate that song. You better find your loving. Like, I'm cool. I'm not. I didn't really hit hey, hey, hey. Like, what are you doing? Like, one of my favorite songs on the track, "Miss Me." And he took Soulja Boy. He took Soulja Boy's line. "Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back up in this thing. I'm ready. What's happening?" He straight rocked Soulja Boy. I don't think Soulja Boy got paid off of that. I don't think he did. He interpolated it, but I don't even know if he asked for permission to interpolate. I have to check that out. But, there's a few songs. The Resistance, Karaoke, "Show Me a Good Time," all those songs. I just remember rolling around in my city, Newark, Delaware. Top down, windows up. Feeling myself driving for the first time at 22, and then 23. And I'm listening to this. Thank Me Later. Having it on blast. It was a beautiful situation because I had, I had a steady 9 to 5 at Starbucks, and it was just a really great kind of understanding. Your screen is black since the call. No one can see you, but you can hear me, right? As long as you can hear me, I don't care if the screen is black. I'm talking. I'd rather have it a black screen or have it screen facing like a cityscape or something like that, like Simple the Pimp used to do. Cause I had this what's it called? Shadow behind me. I have a shadow behind me that's very annoying. It's not very appealing aesthetically. So I would rather have a picture of a skyscraper like Simple the Pimp had in his videos. He was just running his mouth, talking that real pimp speak. But thank you for telling me. What is that? Key NY007. Did I say your name right? Is it Kai or Key? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Okay, just letting you know since I realized you asked. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Because the phone call came in. You heard the phone call. And I'm like, oh my God, they called during the show. And that's what messes up. It messes up every time. Doesn't matter. And I can't get on my MacBook. It's acting up again. So goofy. But that's fine. I like it. It's because I'm doing the damn thing. Whenever you're doing the damn thing, shit's gonna mess up. Shit's gonna mess up. Whenever you're doing the damn thing, shit is going to mess up. Everything's gonna go all wrong. There's gonna be a fire somewhere. There's gonna be something's gonna go wrong because you're doing the damn thing. All right, so there was other songs. Fancy. That's a quick song. I remember this girl that had a lot of makeup and her hair did all everything like that at Starbucks, and that was her song like for the summer, I think. Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Nail done, hair done, everything did, and then nail done, hair done, everything did. Like she was like a poster child for that. She was like the poster girl for that. Okay, so it's Kai NY007. Okay, good to go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't see you in the viewership, but I think you're still out there. I think you're still accounted for, no matter how low the viewership is. But I just had to say, it's been 14 years. God damn. Once again, kids, life is not short. Life is long. Especially, if we were talking about 300, 400 years ago, yeah, life was pretty short. If you live past the age of 10, you can expect to live to be 40 or 50 years old, maybe 60. But with advances in medicine and thoughts of taking care of oneself and of wellness, we're able to extend our lifespan and extending our lifespan, making it better. We have higher quality of life, higher standard of life. And why do we have higher standard of life? Because of art like Drake. Artists like Drake and art like Thank Me Later. He has songs like with The Dream called Shut It Down. Like, yes, that's like everything. There's not the only song that really doesn't slap to me is Miss Me. That doesn't slap. Excuse me. That I was gonna say it does slap. Find Your Love. I didn't like that song. I didn't like that Kanye West track. He produced that track. I just got a Mac Pro 2018 from my ex for $200. Was it a good deal, Sky? This is the Son of the Sun. It depends. Did you get all the features you wanted? Did you get? Is it physically damaged? How much space is on it? A lot of things have to contend and see why you got that price, because they're going for like $3,000, $4,000. These things aren't cheap. These things run up the digits. But yeah, but Miss Me, like I said, he uses it's not even included. It's not even included as a songwriter. He just interpolates it. Because if he had sampled it, he would have to give the credit. But he just interpolated the way, and he also on Over, he interpolates Dead Prez. One thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain and no better than that. It's just game, and he interpolates a lot. And if Nicki Minaj is on the song, it's probably gonna be fire. Nicki Minaj said, "If Drizzy said get it, I'ma get it. I got that kind of nigga broke big bitter. Ain't that kind of wait, fixate. Which beat made $1 million off a mixtape?" Like she was on it. She was on it. I have to give her credit. And of course, Jay-Z and Light Up, the famous song now, especially when he said himself, Drake, here's how they can come at you with silly rap views, trying to distract you in the skies of a form of a favor. The Barzini meet, watch for the traitors. So that just set the tone for his whole career. He had Meek Mill. He had Pusha T. He had Rick Ross, that he was friends with, by the way. He had Kendrick Lamar. He had a whole list of people. Even Kanye West, to an extent, they didn't battle and go back lyrically. Just, space wise, they kept their distance. It's the weekend too, so you can ask questions. I'm just rambling about thank me later. So you can ask questions all you want. And they're free. They're free questions. Lil Wayne has writers because of reference track for the Lil Wayne song single. GD for you. I have a MacBook too. They're great. Like Sky said, check the storage because you can do a lot on the device. Normally new costs $1,500 up. Yeah, facts. Mine was $3,000 in 2013. Mine was $3,000. But I think that's because I had extra space. Even though now the disc is broke and the disc is broken, and I have to get a new one, or I have to get an upgrade. I don't think I'm gonna get an upgrade. I'm just gonna get a new one. But that's far off in a way. Unforgettable. That I'm just riding through the city with my window and my windows down. Like that. Just, when I pull up and I talk about the haters, and I just say it's the greatest artist of the day. You think of me. And I just really hope that I'm doing my thing. Jeezy, like, that's what I love about albums. Albums like this elevated the abilities of the featured artists. The featured artists, said like, man, I gotta come with everything right now. Like everybody was like tight. Everybody had a hot verse. I even like Lil Wayne's raunchy verse. His voice, you can't even say it out loud. Oh shit, mother, goddamn, kicking bitches out the condo like Pam. Like he was just off the top. You can only say that in certain circles. But I really do appreciate the fact that I can remember listening to this album on my way to work, on my way back home from work, going around the places in the city. That was very powerful for me. That helped me out a great deal. So definitely appreciate that. Definitely, I appreciate that to the fullest. So this is just an introduction. This is an introductory phase. And it was like a test. It was like, is Drake gonna do it? And he goddamn did it. He did it for goddamn sake. Would your wife, Rubi Rose, keep it 100? She's not my wife. I was just giving her praise. I was giving her props. That's the problem that we say. Oh, that's your wife, man. That's your wifey, man. You talking? Just say something good about her. Just say something good about somebody, and they automatically become, that's your best buddy or your wife or something crazy. I was just giving her praise because she is due to her. She's got ghostwriters. I'm sure Wayne, he may have had ghostwriters. I'm not sure. I can definitely say that Drake has ghostwriters. I can definitely say that Kanye or Ye has ghostwriters. There's no doubt about that. You can check in the track listing, the writers section. You see how many writers there were. No, I'm asking, would you make her your wife? I forgot. I used the wife as a you're using wife as a verb. Okay. Would you wife Rubi Rose? Keep it 100. No, I probably wouldn't wife Rubi Rose. No, I wouldn't wife Rubi Rose. I want a scientist or a philosopher or a doctor or something like that for a wife. I want somebody that's way, not to say she's not smart. Rubi Rose is really smart. But I want somebody that has a degree, has degrees you know, is able to articulate herself and not just be in videos with, you know, a bunch of chicks, you know, doing her thing, which I'm not mad at, but it's a little different. Yeah, he's laughing at me. Drake wrote for Wayne. Hey, if you have proof of that, I can neither confirm nor deny that Drake wrote for Lil Wayne. You have proof, sir? Son of the son? If you have proof, then so be it. He wrote for him, but I can't on my show, you know, declare Drake wrote for Lil Wayne. Aubrey Graham wrote for Dwayne Carter Jr. I think he's a junior, right? Yeah, he is a Carter. He's a junior. The Carter 3 was written by other artists. That's why Wayne has had another album. Why Wayne has had another album has had an did you mean to say has not had another album like it? I think it's because of the streaming services. He would not be able to go. I mean, who does? Who has gone a million? I don't even think Bad Bunny has gone a million in a week since like 2010 or I don't know. It was 2008 when the Carter 3 dropped, and he sold a million in his first week. A million in the first week, Lil Wayne. Then he won a Grammy. So, just, you know, just that fact is interesting. Hadn't had another album like it. Okay. I agree and disagree. Okay, we have to have a breakdown like I said, my favorite living fiction author, Toure, and he's also a journalist. Look him up, Toure, with an accent mark on the E. Look him up. He's saying that Thriller, a monumental album, great, stellar album, but it's really just a collection of songs. It's not really a cohesive body of work for, you know, a storyline. Off the Wall is that type of storyline. It's completely geared towards making it a story arc. You see how this young guy just want to have a good time. He wants to fall in love. He falls out of love, and then it kind of resolves after that. The guy that interviewed exactly. Very, very good job. Yeah, exactly. He's done a lot more than that, but but yeah, you're right. But yeah, so I say the same thing. Kanye West, or the artist formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, his Thriller is Graduation, which has sold 7 million copies to date. But his album, like his best work, is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which only sold about 1 million or 2 million. Wayne's greatest work is probably the Carter 2. But I understand, you know, what you're saying since Carter 3. Carter 4 was good. Carter 4 had a lot of great singles. Carter 5 I didn't really rock with, and I think he's coming out with Carter 6. He's just gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop. Just like Jay-Z with the Blueprints. He's gonna have Blueprint 70. They had like an older looking generated man, like that looked like Jay-Z with the Blueprint 70. I thought he was a bussy boy. He's not a bussy boy. I can't say any other thing other than that he has not admitted it. Because a lot of people say, oh, he's got a wife and kids. That don't mean nothing. You can have a wife and kids and be on the down low. So I can only say he's never admitted it. Kanye West's best album is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is his very best effort. It's sad Ye fell off. Yeah, he fell off. He committed career suicide. He can go at presidents all day. When you start going at the Jewish people, it's a problem. It's a problem. Do we need another J album? No, we don't. He sounds fruity. Who sounds fruity? Oh, Toure. Well, that's just a very, sad way we have to look at things. When people are educated, he's highly educated. He didn't graduate from college, but he went to a Milton school, preparatory school in Massachusetts. And they teach you how to be very proper with your speech and everything like that. And that makes him sound like he is, touched, as we say. It makes him sound that way because it's very, his words are very precise, and he has a specific way of speaking. Now, the tone of his voice. Well, maybe the tone of his voice, maybe that could be it. I don't know. Like I said, he's never admitted anything like that. And his mannerisms, okay. Like I said, he's never admitted it. That's when I get it. That's the only reason why I get it. When you say you admit it. Like I said, it's easy to say, oh, he's got a wife and kids. He can't be gay. Well, obviously there are people that come out to their wives and say, I'm really going down this path. I'm going down a different road. So I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. But he has never admitted it. That's all I can say. He never has said or come out open to it. Open, honey. He's never come out. But yeah, so Thank Me Later, yeah. Just a classic album, not monumental. Take Care is monumental. Nothing Was the Same is monumental. If you're reading this, It's Too Late are classics. But Take Care is his masterpiece, his magnum opus. Wayne had the best run in rap like Pac. He was killing feature. I don't. Was he had the best run? I think Jay-Z had the best run. He had 8 albums in 8 years. 8 albums in 8 years. Well, 7 years technically, but you count the year that he dropped the album. So he had 8 albums in 7 years. That is amazing. All platinum, never gold. And it's like, oh, sales now? No, it's not sales. It's like, are you great because you have sales, or you have sales because you're great? I say it's the latter for Jay-Z. He had sales because he was great. Drake doesn't have a good album, just good singles on each album. Oh, you're really wrong on that, sir. Take Care is an excellent album. It's his magnum opus. It's his greatest album. Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later is a good album. It is a classic album. Not monumental, not a masterpiece. Like I said, Nothing Was the Same, and if you're reading this, It's Too Late, and what is it? What's the other ones? God damn, he had collaborative albums as well. But I'm saying for his own. Scorpion, it was decent. Scorpion was good. Just trying to think about his Certified Lover Boy. That maybe had too many songs. He had a lot of songs on that album. I'm gonna see how many songs he had on Certified Lover Boy. I see track listing. He had 21 songs on it. 86 minutes. 86 minutes. An hour and 16 minutes and 26 minutes. I don't know. So Far Gone is his best work. And that was a mixtape. That wasn't even a full-fledged studio album. So I can go for a little bit longer. If you guys want to keep going, we can keep going. I got time. Trust me, I got time. But I was, just the idea of Drake's trajectory from June 15th to 2010 to now, 14 years later, he has a storied, mythical, career. Very mythical. He says, I know. Yeah, so he has a, one you could dream of. And that's why, he gets the most hate. He's light-skinned. He's relatively good-looking. Girls love him. It's like, man, that nigga ain't shit. That nigga ain't shit. I got money. I got money. He ain't shit. So that's the way, most of the people that the detractors are like. But you have people like Kendrick Lamar who has, I'm sure, crates full of battle tracks ready and waiting just in case Drake, decides to point out his foe's flaws. Just in case. Drake, Kendrick Lamar wants to, will pounce on him. Did you listen to that triple entendre? Did you see how many metaphors he had in that one verse? It was crazy, and Drake's not even on that. He's not on, too many. He has like maybe double entendre, but maybe not triple entendres, Metaphors, That's all Kendrick Lamar. That's his doing. So I think that, in this time, like I said, life is very long. Very long. People are 100 years ago. You're just think about people that are 100 years old, 102, 110, whatever the case may be. Think about 110 years ago. What was not here and what was here? Jim Crow laws, no iPhones. Life sucked on a lot of levels. A lot of people want to say, oh, we got to go back to the old days. Old days of what? Do you think Drake can bounce back from this country? Of course. Drake is, it's like, he's the real Teflon Don. He's got enough money, it doesn't even matter. He's got like $250 million. Nah, Drake cool, but my only argument is he cannot be considered the best rapper if he doesn't write his own lyrics. Same kind. We were just talking about that with Rubi Rose. Just talking about that, sir. If you write your own lyrics, I have no problem with it. If you don't write your own lyrics, I have no problem with it. It's just like an actor. Actors, not all of them, but some of them, most of them actually, most of them don't write their material, the material that they speak on stage or on the screen. It's written by a screenwriter. So if you can interpret it, then that's the case. You're late for what? I'm the son of the sun. You're late. I'm late. What is that? What are you late for, sir? Well, I'm confused. You miss your period? What's going on? No, I'm just messing. I'm not trying to start a beef or a battle. I'm just messing with you. You just said I'm late. Like, what? What are you talking about? But anyway, Thank Me Later. Good album. Not great. Good album. Solid, strong album. But Drake doesn't have an album where he's just rapping. I think you're exactly right. I mean, I can't think of one album where he just straight up raps. Just completely raps. But I don't have a problem with that. It's not like joining the live. Well, you're not too late. I appreciate you. You're my only, person. I appreciate you for being here. You're my only viewer that I can see. There could be more. Sometimes the algorithm doesn't show all the viewers. But I appreciate you. Is Drake an MC? Yes, he is. MC. He's definitely an MC. Drake is a rapper and an MC. No question. He is an MC. the way he can cover different beats, the way he can extenuate himself and show himself to be true. That's no, he not. Well, what'd you ask me for? You should have said he's not an MC, and I would have said no. You're out of your mind. No, I think he is an MC because he's garnered the respect of the biggest rappers, from Jay-Z to Ye to Wayne to Nicki Minaj to Jeezy. He's a rapper. So I think that Drake is definitely a rapper and an MC. And what do those mean? I don't know. Like, it's too difficult to even say. What is an MC and what is a rapper? What is the difference? What is the difference between a rapper and an MC? What are the similarities? Do you break it all down? It's like saying somebody is an actor and a thespian. It's like somebody that's, does only... I mean, wasn't it? How do you feel about iPads? iPads are cool. I think it's one of the greatest, Apple devices that you can use. But like, I was gonna finish my thought. The like, people that look down upon are not really take into consideration actors that don't go on the stage, don't go on Broadway. They just do movies, and some people that just do movies do like action movies and superhero movies. They're looked down upon, but it's great money, and if you can do it, you should be able to do it. An MC is Tupac. A rapper is Milli Vanilli. Well, how many raps did Milli Vanilli do? Tupac was an MC. Okay, I'll give that to you. I'll give that much to you. But how many raps did Milli Vanilli actually have? I ask you. So, this is from Wikipedia. Thank Me Later has a languorous ambient production that incorporates moody synthesizers, sparse beats, obscured keyboards, minor keys, and subtle arrangements. Thematically, the album focuses on Drake's introduction to fame and his romances over the course of confessional, club-oriented, and sexual songs. Drake's emotionally transparent, self-deprecating lyrics are delivered in both rapped and subtly sung verses, and explores feelings of doubt, insecurity, and heartbreak. You don't know what? You know something. You wouldn't be here on my show. I appreciate you. Yes, I just have so many memories. I had to go to like track 3 or 4. That's how messed up my CD system was. I had to go to like 3 because it never played fireworks. It would like, it'll start playing. You hear the bursts of the fireworks. It sound like popcorn, and then it'll go down and like it'll stop, and you'll hear nothing, and then you hear a little bit of the verses, and it'll stop, and then pick up again. It was all messed up. But the rest of the album was pretty good. But I think my favorite song is Miss Me. Just because how it comes on, just how it hits you. It was a top 20 hit for Mr. Graham and Mr. Carter. But it also has other songwriters, Matthew Samuels, Doug Edwards, Dave Richardson. I don't know if that's the people that they sampled. Moved a million units. It was his highest charting U.S. debut off Thank Me Later. Then it fell to 76 in the next several weeks. It rebounded to number 39. It's a song about being away. This is what Drake said. It's a song about being away from what you love and hoping that when you're gone doing you, somebody out there misses you. Why do you think people play with Tyga when it comes to the mentioning the best artist out of Young Money? I don't know. He's probably third. He's definitely third or fourth. I like J Mills and Gutta Gutta. Nicki is obviously number 2. Wayne is number 1. Drake is number 3. Okay, Drake is probably number 2. Wayne or Nicki is number 3. That's what I think. Say I had to catch my. Tyga's number 4. Tyga is underrated. He has a flow. He definitely shows himself. Even if he had songwriters, he shows himself to be able to flow over a beat well. Okay, Loud at the Best is not the best because Jay-Z said a line or a few lines that were inaccurate. He was like, "Ow," hoes gonna be like, "Ow, I'm the man of the ow." Triple entendre, don't even ask me how. That's not a triple entendre. A triple entendre is when you say one word and it means multiple things. I'm trying to think of an example, but it escapes me right now. Trying to think. Let's look it up. I'm gonna look over it. Okay, nobody's listening. I don't know, but that's it. That's the breakdown of what it is. They only say Nicki and Drake. Huh. Live the best. Yeah, Live's not the best. Live is definitely not the best. Miss Me is the best, I think. That was like the highlight of my, experience. Bam, 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 boom. Damn me. All right, here's... That's what's even. That's what's That's what I think is so important to point out here. Okay? You probably got all the Twist album on your nightstand next to a Justin Bieber bobblehead. Yeah, I should have that though. Okay, yeah, Miss Me is the best. Well, you don't have to follow my lead. I was just saying it was here. Okay. Here's a double entendre by Jay-Z. Many chicks want to put Jigga's fists in cuffs just because. That was a double. That's pretty much a double entendre. And they're saying bondage play, but cuff as in to lock down somebody in a relationship. That's what it really means. Is Fancy on that? Yeah, Fancy. Fancy's one of my favorite. I was just talking about that. I was talking about a chick that I worked with at Starbucks. She was real, like, she had the makeup on her face and stuff like that. Her hair was always done and everything like that. She had her nails done, and her nails always pretty. And we were just like, oh, you fancy, huh? And like we would just mess with her like that throughout the whole summer while I was working there. She was like, oh, you fancy, huh? What is this? What are you getting your husband for Father's Day? Pause. No Diddy. Pause. No Diddy, sir. What are you getting your husband for Father's Day? Do you mean my father for Father's Day? Wow, even more funny. Okay, this guy's got a laugh right now. He's cracking up. He's bagging up. Troll, I know. That's why I was just letting you go. Troll on, troll on. Troll baby. I'm sure you're a troll baby. So, definitely agree with you on that. Being a troll. What are you giving for your father? Do you know your dad? What's your top 5 albums? Oh my God. I don't know. I haven't had that together. I know my top 5 rappers. I don't know if I can do top 5 albums though. Whew, that's tough. That's strong. Whew. But I can do top 5 rappers. But what are you getting your dad for Father's Day? Don't worry, nobody can see this beyond your screen. I don't think you can see. Can you even see the screen? Can you even see the chat room? It's not gonna be saved. Don't worry. So it won't be. It won't be able to see it. But what are your top 5 albums? Oh my God! In order? In order? I haven't even really sat. I sat down and thought about my top 5 rappers. And one of my top 5. You're saying top 5 albums, and you said albums as in like rock and roll and R&B and stuff like that. Like that's deep. Oh, your father's dead. Sorry to hear that, man. But you said your top 5 albums. Are you talking about in general and like R&B, soul, hip hop, rock and roll? What are you talking about? Top 5 albums. I can actually name my number 1 album, but it's not a hip hop album. It's not rap. Rap. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to do this. Number 5, Stankonia. Number 4, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Number 3, the Slim Shady LP. Number 2, The Blueprint. Number 1, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's all I can do. That era, that's all I can say. What is it? That was it. I hope you heard me. I ain't repeating it. Yeah, classics. Yeah, I mean, to my mind, Because there was a time period where I didn't know what the hell hip hop was. I was singing, I'll be working on the railroad. Then I was listening to my older sisters listen to R&B records, and on the break there would be like a rapper, like Total would have Biggie on a song or something like that, and they were playing more rap on the radio. Then I got really into it when I was like in my when I was like 10 to 12. I was like, yo, Diddy, this is when Diddy was Diddy, you know, when he was Puffy, when he was Puff Daddy. I was like, yeah, he's the truth. And I was like, Will Smith, yeah, he's the truth, yeah. Oh, and my first album that I took home, you know, that I bought was Who that, who that, who that, who that, who that, who that, who? JT Money. I bought that on a cassette, and I put that in my radio. And I listened to it. I listened to the cassette. I was like, yeah, this is the truth. That was the truth. All right, let me see. Classics, nice. Do you think Outkast could make a new album? That Newham song is garbage. I didn't hear all Houdini. I don't know about how. I just know about the controversy going back and forth about him with Megan Thee Stallion, and how I applauded Megan Thee Stallion's fans for not saying, "Oh, well, it's okay. He was just being lyrical or something like that." No, he's a white boy. He can be challenged too. He's the diamond white boy. Got immense talent, but he can be challenged. M has nothing more to rap about. He should retire. Yeah, he could. He's sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. He has his own station on XM radio. Has had that for probably almost 2 decades now. So that's pretty powerful, I think. I think that's pretty powerful, and he has such staying power. I mean, you can argue when he got fat and nasty and drugged up in the mid 2000s. That's when Ye came in. That's when Wayne came in. That's when Nicki blew up. That's when Drake blew up. I like Mac Miller. Salute to you, the best white rapper of all time. Well, I don't like to say all black. Who's the best black rapper of all time? You know, it's like, why even say that? Just say when he was one of the best. He was a goat. Rock and power to him. He was a goat. He definitely he got the attention of Jay-Z when he was a lot when Jay-Z was alive when Mac Miller was alive. He saluted him I think it was on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. He said he had a list of different rappers, and he put like Mac or something like that on the list. So I think that was pretty cool. But Mac Miller, yeah. The sad thing is, all I can think of, the only song, I know he has a catalog, but the only song I can think of is La 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 La. Donald Trump. It sounds like the only song I can think of him making. I know he's made scores more. I know he made a whole lot more. But the only one I can think of is Donald Trump. And that was like Donald Trump trying to use his song for his campaign, and Mac Miller shut him down. That was dope. For his first campaign, to be specific, 2016. Why do you say Mac Miller though? What is it about Mac Miller that really? I mean, I agree with you. I can go along with what you're saying, but why do you say Mac Miller? Are you still there in the sun of the sun? Are you typing out your message? What are you doing? I'm losing airtime here. But yeah, so that was a tentative list, by the way. My rap hip hop um, list of albums. I still want to know what you're gonna say about Mac Miller. Okay, hold on, go back. Go back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You have to go back first. I answer this question if you go back. Why Mac Miller? Why do you think he's the best white rapper, even though you don't have to say he's the white rapper? Why do you think he is the best white rapper of all time? I'll answer that question after you answer that. But thank me later. 14 years. God damn. Life is not short. It can be cut short, but it's long. Long, long. It is very long. It can go on for decades. That's as far as we've gotten to. We haven't gotten to centuries yet. There may be a point in human history where they'll live, through centuries. That would be amazing. I think that's going to be possible one day. I think people are actually going to live, centuries and maybe millennia. You still coming up with a line? I don't know what's going on. We're wasting airtime here, but I think that "Thank Me Later" just came at the right time. I guess I don't know. Came at a time when I was listening to Dream too. I was listening to his. Let me see, what's that album called? I think it was Love Hate. I think that's what it was. Love Hate was pretty good. Yeah, YouTube subscriber. That's because I had a phone call. As long as you can hear me, that's the only thing that matters. And if you tell 200 other people, but don't tell 201 other people about the show, then we'll really be in business. The screen is dark. We can't see you. Yes, you cannot see me. Oh, but Son of Sun says Mac played instruments and has great bodies of work. Plus, he grew up with his music, and his lyrics were painting a picture of his reality. Yeah, I think that's what caught on with Jay-Z. I think that's the reason why Jay-Z saluted him and his mix of different artists that he was inspired by. But it's free. It's free questions. I'm going almost on hour and a half. It's almost 90 minutes. I've been rocking with y'all. I appreciate it. Illmatic is the best hip hop album, yes. Facts. It is the godfather of all hip-hop albums. Facts. And the blueprint is Raging Bull. Facts. Okay, answer my... Oh, yeah, your Samsung question. Good job, good job. You remembered. I forgot. Do you think Samsung will ever outdo the iPhone? I hope it does. I don't really like say, oh yeah, it's got to be Apple, like it's a religion or something like that. If Samsung has a better product, if they have a better idea, I haven't seen it, but if they do have a better product and a better thought and an outline, I'll go for Samsung. But I have yet to see them have as quality a phone or a device as something that Apple has produced. Even though Samsung products are in Apple devices. That's a fact. Samsung pieces are in there. Oh, can Apple be stopped? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. It's not impossible, but I doubt it. iPhones feel so good. Yes, they do. I just like the look and the appeal and the simplicity and the beauty of an iPhone. It's revolutionized my life. I remember beforehand, like in 2009, I was like, everything's new is not always good. I kept on saying that. I was like, Then I finally like either broke or lost my one of my phone, or it wasn't working right. So I went to the mall, went to see a girl. Actually, I started dating her. She was kind of ugly, but she was whip smart. She was very intelligent. But anyway, so she sold me on this phone. So I was like, I gotta have it. Let me get this iPhone, and it flipped. And this is like iPhone. Oh my God, this is like iPhone 3 or 4, something like that. Maybe 3. I don't think it was a 4. I think it was like a 3. Yeah, it was. I think it was an iPhone 3. Yeah, iPhone 3. So I think that was probably one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. And then the subsequent iterations and generations of the phone, that they made it better, even better, made my life so much better by multiples. I mean, the great thinker and intellectual, public intellectual, Dr. Jerome Brook, he always had in his lectures, he had the iPhone. He would unclip it from his belt and show what is this? What is this? Why would you buy this? Why would you spend $1,000 on a phone? Who's getting the benefit? Well, who's getting the greatest amount of out of it? I'm giving my $1,000 for this device. What do I value most? Do I value the money most, or do I value the iPhone most? I value the iPhone more than the money, because it's going to enhance my life by 10-fold or 100-fold or 1,000-fold. It's going to be a great purchase based on that. I got the 12. Wow. Okay. Are you talking about now? Before then, it was the 3. But now I had the 14. Which one you got? Yeah. Which one? I got the 14 now. I miss BlackBerry. A lot of people miss BlackBerry. BlackBerry was It was a great product. It was that iPhone of its day. Then it got crushed. It couldn't stop the bleeding. It got crushed by iPhone and Samsung to an extent. People, and I guess Google Pixel or whatever it's called, I don't know. I guess they have their own phone system. But I will swear by iPhone. I didn't try any other phones out before buying it. I just went straight to it. Steve Jobs has ghost designers. Oh, here we go. He just put the play together, but he didn't really create anything, in my opinion. He created immense worth and value. He created great value, and it's even in the film. And like you said, it's even like he called the shots. He was the coach. He was Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson didn't have a ball on the court. You know, he wasn't in shorts and sneakers and a jersey in what 30 years or 20 years since he won his titles. But he coached Michael Jordan. He coached Kobe Bryant and Shaq to great victory. So that's how I view him. I view him as the coach. I view the late great Steve Jobs as the coach. And they said it in the film. They said in the Steve Jobs film, you know, he plays the orchestra. Exactly. It looks like a guy just going up and down with a baton. You know, it looks like he's not doing much. He's just, you know, keeping time. But he's actually controlling an entire orchestra. And that's what is so beautiful. He's not producing any sound. He's not on the timpani. He's not on the violin. He's not on the harpsichord or maybe not harpsichord, but he's not on the bassoon or the clarinet. Yeah, I'm building my credit, so I can't get a new phone just yet. Hey, same here. I wouldn't dare pay $1,300 for a phone. I would pay $1,300 for a phone. It just depends on, you know, when I get my money right. I haven't got my money right yet. La, 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 la. I hate how iPhones lose their value. That's sad. Usually they aren't. I just saw on a TV show, they had an auction, an unopened 2007 iPhone, the first generation, the first one. It could go for $24,000. I said, God damn. Next time I'm not opening one iPhone. I'm gonna buy two. I'm gonna have one just not opened. I said, God damn, 24 racks. But they do lose once you just like off the lot. Just like a car off the lot. It could be a Cadillac, it could be I think even Bentleys and Rolls Royces, they lose value. Even though depending on what, you know, series it is and depending on what in what condition it is, of course, they lose value. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it, whoever that was. There's one person I can see that's viewing. 5 people have liked it. So I appreciate that. It's all day free questions. You can ask as many questions as you like. Weekends it's free. It used to be on my MacBook, but it's acting up. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it. I have no idea what's going on. So that's my take on that. My first phone was a SE. They needed to bring back biometrics. That shit was a game changer. Well, yeah, I mean, my first phone was a flip phone, silver. Well, maybe my second phone. My second phone was one of the blue. It's not like a brick, but it was like the Nokia. It's probably like a 12, something like that. I don't know. Can't find it, but It was very simple. They had the snake game on it. Anybody remember the snake game? That was amazing. Then I got a gray phone. It was like a silver phone. And that was like it got me through. Then I got a black flip phone. It had a camera on it. You could text with it. You can, obviously make phone calls. But it was cool. It held me down for like 2008 to 2009-ish, something like that. Then I got the first phone that got access to the internet. And I was on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and YouTube. And I thought that's all I needed. What do I need an iPhone for? What do I need the expensive phones for? I don't need that expensive phone. That's the power of the market. It will guide you. It will guide you. My first phone was okay. I still think the next talkie. Well, now you're saying tail walkie-talkie phones, or the Nextel. Oh, I'm like Nextel. I got you. The Nextel walkie-talkie phones were the biggest cell phone. Yeah, that chirp, that next. I think it was Nextel. Yeah, you said Nextel. Okay, yeah, Nextel. Nextel, the chirp. Caught up on like I'm chirping her. Remember that? Yeah, so. That is very encouraging for our up and comers, people that are tasked with being in the next generation. They use the phones in many ways that we'll never understand. I had a Palm Trio. Wow, Palm Trio. If you look up, go to your browser and just type in Vertu. VERTU. See how much those cost. You'll laugh. You will laugh. You were like, what the hell? You will laugh, I'm sure of it. Go to Vertu. VERTU. There are luxury handmade mobile phones. Do you play video games? I used to. I don't play them anymore. It's too busy. I got the shows to do. I got the writing to do. I like playing video games, but I don't like losing in them. So I had to start over. The last great game I played was Resident Evil 4 on Wii. You're going to laugh. It was on the Wii gaming console. But that was a lot of fun. I just sucked at it because you have to really budget and know what kind of weapons to get and all that stuff, or you'll be asked out by the end. Some stuck in places. So, but do you play video games? Are you fond of video? I mean, sometimes I play on my phone, but that's it. Exactly, 55K. It's off top. 55 racks for a phone. And this is the kind with buttons. They have one with like the screen like a iPhone, but this one has buttons. And it's 55 racks. It's wild. So that's the power. That's the greatness of Steve Jobs. That's why he was a hero. He's my hero. He's one of my heroes. my media heroes. My dad is always gonna be my hero. But the Porsche Blackberry. The Porsche Blackberry. I don't think I've ever seen that. I have to look that up. The Porsche Blackberry. Wow, how much did this go for? They're asking, the highest one I see is $1,800, but around $400 to $500. Typically $300, $400, $488. But that's what they were called. They were called crackberries. Do you think Steve was evil? Absolutely not. He was the absolute opposite of evil. He did not cause the cruelty and murder and death and overall suffering of humanity. He did the absolute opposite. He brought joy and wonder and excitement and happiness to people. So he was not evil in any way. You can argue, oh, well, he had people in the workshops. Yeah, sweatshops are great. Sweatshops are wonderful because you have to look in context. It's hard to say, oh, sweatshops, and because we're Americans. Because we live in a totally different society. We're talking about people in Asia that have to work in the fields, have to work back-breaking, soul-crushing, mind-numbing jobs just to eke out a pittance of a living. So I don't think you have to ask, how great was Steve Jobs? That's the question you have to ask. I wonder why he didn't leave Apple to his daughter, but if I'm not mistaken, his only owned a piece of his company. Yeah, that's his role. That's his business. If he wants to say, here's a percentage to you, my daughter, that's his business. If he says, you know what, you don't get anything, that's also his business. Because she can make her own way, create her own, startup, make it into $1 trillion company. That's his business. So, Steve Jobs, definitely a hero. Definitely one of the greatest minds of all time. Definitely a person that is misunderstood, often maligned, often said to be something that he's not. Who's better, Bill Gates or Steve Jobs? Oh, God. It depends on what you're talking about. Making beautiful products, Steve Jobs. Being able to maximize an industry, Bill Gates. Being able to facilitate and govern an entire enterprise virtually by yourself. I know he had help with Steve Wozniak, but mostly by himself, and be outed from his own company, then brought back on and made the company even bigger than it ever was and may ever will be. Steve Jobs. But Bill Gates, I have to give a lot of credit. I used to read encyclopedias. It was called Encarta. Just an example, because I have to give him credit for word processor too. But definitely Encarta, I learned more about people than I ever could. So, I mean, it's different when you compare them. It's kind of like comparing, what is this? Is the assisting is the Chrysler Building better than the Empire State Building. They have different facets. They serve similar purposes. Which one is better? Oh, we have to go with one that's taller. Oh, who has more money? You know, Bill Gates definitely had a hell of a lot more money than Steve Jobs. Without Bear, there would be no Apple. You know what? I think that's true. For some reason, I think what you're saying is actual facts. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny it, but I think what you're saying is true. I don't think there would be an Apple without Bill Gates. And I'm not saying later. I'm saying the very inception. Like there was some kind of deal where he invested. I can't remember what it was, but there was some kind of issue where Bill Gates was. But it doesn't matter. What Steve Jobs built is what makes the most of it, more than what Bill Gates even contributed to. He funded Apple. Okay, you have to give me, specific examples. You have to give me evidence. You have to give me proof, truth behind that. I can only say that as an unsubstantiated claim. They were about to go bankrupt. See? Because I think they did go bankrupt, actually. I think they actually did go bankrupt, but they didn't go out of business. That was the time when they had Steve Jobs on his own doing the next idea, and that evolved into him becoming back as CEO. That's what they said, interim CEO. But yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. If you give me proof, if you give me just give me doesn't have to be a link, but just give me a quick reference. Just drop it in the live chat. Well, they have a movie about Steve Jobs. They have 2 movies about Steve Jobs, actually. Boom. Boom what? Okay, boom. This is Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. Salute to you, sir. You can't see me. What am I doing? But salute to you, Big... I'll say Elvis. It's a long name. Thank you, Elvis. Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. That's quite the name. But salute to you. Feel free to drop, some dollars. In this whole time, I haven't given up any of my sponsors. Let me see my sponsors real quick. If you want fruit-infused sea moss, hit up my main man, Peng. LifeStrongApparel.com. LifeStrongApparel.com. Also, look up and subscribe to BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube. He's got sardines, chicken, near beer. He considers all these different foods and drinks with a great sense of humor. Yeah, there's no picture. I had a phone call and it froze the feed, so I don't know. As long as you can hear me, that's all I care about. If you can't see me, that's fine. But as long as you can hear my voice, that's the only thing that matters. And of course, Spirit Smooth Tunes. SpiritSmoothTunes. If you like Najee, Kim, the Gap Band, the Fatback Band, all these different sounds, go to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Tell them the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, twitch.tv/dotfocus. That's DOTFOCUS_. We were just talking about video games. He's a great gamer. He does first-person shooters. Check out him and tell him that if there's any way to communicate with him, tell him that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, if you want to advertise or sponsor the show, it's SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. And the Cash App is $SKYLERSAUNDERS 1. That's just the number 1, not ONE. Venmo at SKYLERIZED. PayPal, paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. All right, got my sponsors out of the way. So if you want to, I guess get to a point where we can finally get people on here. I have 0 viewers right now, so that's something to grow with. That's an interesting thing. They cut out for the advertisements. It's funny. Talking to myself, by the way. I have conversations with myself sometimes. But yeah. So to wrap up, Ghostwriters. There's always been so much speculation about the Ghostwriters for Drake, and there's so many speculation for other men. It was just refreshing to see somebody say, "Yeah, I have Ghostwriters." Yep, that was Rubi Rose. Rubi Rose said that. I definitely respect that. I think that was very powerful. That somebody actually claimed, I do have ghostwriters. And it's like ghostwriters, but some people just have writers. They just have writers. I mean, there's no ghost. There's nobody you can't see. It's not an apparition. It's not a phantom. It's not a specter. It's just an actual writer writing your raps for you. That's the difference. So we have to, take that all into account. And of course, Aubrey Drake Graham, always, considered one of the hottest tickets in history, in the history of hip hop. Changed the face of hip hop, obviously. I always say he's the LeBron James of hip hop. Just the way of his impact and the way he, is still in the game, the way his consistency. He consistently made hits. That's the one thing that they like. Are you gonna make a hit? Are you gonna make a hit? We don't really need you if you're not gonna be making hits. So he made hits. Let me see something for a second. Passion. I think Passion Fruit was his first #1 single. I think it was. Could be wrong. I'm wrong. It was #8, but it sold 7 million copies. Passion Fruit is #8. What was his #1? I know he had a #1. What was his #1 single? Drake's #1 song. One Dance. I knew it was either, One Dance. I need a one dance. Yeah. And Way Too Sexy. Feeling weak at the top. Okay. So I'm just going off on this, going up to 1 hour and 20 minutes. An hour, 2 hours, excuse me. 2 hours. And we'll see how far we go from there. So I'm just saying how we have to remember all the intricacies and the different ways that different stories play out in our lives. Like I said with thank me later. That just takes us back to a time 14 years ago. My mother died. Some of these albums really got me through some of that. Just listening to them, and just having a vibe, just having a different mood. So I think that's powerful enough. I think it is a special kind of viewpoint for the people that may not understand, what it's like to be, essentially half an orphan. Once your parent dies, you're half an orphan. Both parents die, now you're an orphan. Some say, you're not fully a man until your dad dies, your father dies. He's back, son of the sun. Salute. Brought my view count up. Thank you. Now it's at 1. Big Elvis the chef was in here for a little bit. The chef Rosenberg. He was like, "There's no picture," and then he just left. He was like, "I can't do this. This guy's got a blank picture, blank screen. What the hell's going on?" But I appreciate your viewership, sir. My mom and dad died. Yeah, see? I know it's like. I know my mom died. And you said that your dad died too, so I know tomorrow's it's a different way of looking at things. I'm not gonna say it's a sad day. It's just a different viewpoint on things. Different way of considering things. That's what I like about it, though. Now my webcam wants to go act right. Let me see. Let me see what happens. Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? And I'm about to not do this. This is not happening. Yeah, the cliche is true. It'll either make you or break you. It's true. Made me. I made more money. Got a female. Never got a chance to have my any of my girlfriends meet my mom. Are you seeing another notification for a web stream? Because now it wants to act right. It's acting right now. But I'm going to just stop it. I'm not going to play with that. Zero views, zero peak concurrence, zero total time watched, zero chat rate, zero average view duration. It's great. Yeah. Self-medication and I went crazy again. I have bipolar disorder and I lost my mind again. I lost it in 2008. Then I lost it again in 2010, 2011. So I can relate. It's either, addiction or some kind of mental break, some kind of episode. So I'm deleting this forever. Delete forever. Okay. No what? You said no. No to what? Did I ask a question? I don't remember. I'm trying to get this video out of here. In the meantime, I think the two people that are in here, Son of the Sun and another person, no link. Oh, well, yeah. So it's going away now. So still trying to delete the video. It was only like 39 seconds long. Okay, now it's away. I still don't understand this. Excuse me. So I still don't understand why the webcam has so little viewers, has very few viewers, so little, and my mobile device has so many. I don't understand. I still will never understand that. It's one of those oddities. I'm gonna try to figure it out one day. Still trying to figure it all out, kids. This weird world. It's a mad world. I am still, waiting on that. What's the reason behind the hat and gold you wear? Well, for one thing, I wanted to have a distinction, and I wanted to have a uniform. I wanted to have a set that I would wear the same thing over and over and over again. I wanted to have like that because it was inspired by my favorite director, Wes Anderson. He definitely inspired me to do that because in most of his movies, he has character or characters that are in uniform. They wear the same thing over and over in every scene. I want to do that, and black and gold just happen to be my high school colors. And if you ever seen a movie called Rushmore by Wes Anderson, you understand, the idealism and the school spirit and the power I had when I was in high school. I was popular, but I wasn't like in the mix. I was in the crowd without being lost in the crowd. Let's say that much. So that's the reason why I'm wearing the hat and the shirt and the tie. I wanted to distinguish myself, basically, especially from Mr. Troy Star Terrain, because people are calling me his little brother and son and all this goofy shit, and I wanted to just distance myself from that, have my own identity, and it just started with my clothes. Top 5 rock bands. Woo! Okay, number 5. I think I did this. I think I can do this. I think I did. Number 5, the Eagles. Number 4, Queen. Number 3, Led Zeppelin. Number 2, Pink Floyd. Number 1, Rush. That was my top 5 rock bands. What are yours? And after this, I gotta go. I really gotta go after this. Yeah, I did. I liked the Queen movie. It was good. I'm glad that Rami Malek won the Best Actor statue at the Oscars. He deserved that. He embodied Freddie Mercury. There's a lot of... It's very difficult sometimes when you're portraying somebody. When you're doing a portrayal of someone, you gotta have it on point. You can't have anything go, left. You can't be, it has to hit every note. Every note has to be hit, and it has to be to a point where it's spectacular. So who are your top 5 rock bands? And if I could say, while you're getting together, while you're getting together, rock bands would be nothing without the blues. All the rock bands I named have been influenced by the blues and jazz, but especially the blues. And Led Zeppelin got in trouble because they used Robert Johnson's "Squeeze My Lemon" to the juice runs down my leg. Like, that was a very suggestive line, but there was a cause for a controversy for them using that line. But I mean, just the fact that they even used it was amazing, because back in America during the 30s and 40s and 50s into the early 60s, it was called nigger music first. Then it was called race music. Then they were like, what should we do with this? The blacks aren't even used anymore. They shipped it over to England. England was listening to it. They're like, wow, this is crazy. We start our own bands, man. Like, so that's where you got the crop of the British invasion, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and the Who, and all those different groups and bands. And it just went to Australia with AC/DC, went to Canada with Rush, and so many more. And America finally got on to, okay, all right. The Eagles, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, John Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan. It just went from there. So I'm going to just wrap it up. It's been over an hour and a half, so I appreciate you. Everybody that came in today, thank you very much. I know the technical difficulties. It's just the nature of the beast. But I appreciate you for coming in. Thank you very much, and take care. I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow, by the way. Probably won't.